Hi everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to 6.8 Day 5. It's Friday, yay! Cool. A couple orders of business. First of all, milestone 1 signups are online. You can just get to it on the home page of our site. So go ahead and sign up your team for project pictures if you haven't already. Again, these are really to help you, help us, help you make sure that you're on track with your idea and you're not spending a month building something that is terrible. So yeah, okay. Also, just quick hand to Charles, like for the hot chocolate. Like provided hot chocolate for you guys today, along with provided some hot chocolate for his car. So that was fun. Sorry, Charles. Okay. So today's lecture is on UI and UX. Before we begin, let's take a look at milestone 0. We had 70 teams sign up, which meant that we had 700 ideas to read, which was a really fun time. And the staff took all the ideas and then sorted them into different groups. Travel, social, you can see some of the lesser popular ones. Service, entrepreneurial, politics, and travel's up here. So, and then there's like a black category there. Visualization is an idea that heavily relied on visualization. Oh, yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, so what does this tell us? There's a lot of travel sites, guys. You guys all, like, at one point in time maybe had an idea. I was like, oh, find a travel app. Like, again, I'm going to warn you guys, if you guys are going to do that, please think very carefully about what you're doing, how you're going to make it different, and then, like, how it's going to be different from the 800 other travel sites already out there. So think very carefully. Some common ideas. These are ideas that we saw again and again. Travel planner, travel suggestion site, travel tracker, location-based photos, connect with people around the world. Yes, that's a very, very good way to use the theme. Food from around the world. We saw more of that than we thought, but all right, that's cool. Some other ideas that we saw. These are taken directly from people's ideas, so if you show up here, well, we're making fun of you. A travel website. Thank you. Thanks. A button that orders pizza for you from the closest pizza place. I want to emphasize how much around the world that is. Like, potato. And do you have your passport? Cool. So there's an idea, someone suggested 10 is way too many ideas, so website that generates ideas. There was another idea. We thought this was pretty cool, an app that generates architecture from around the world. So if you guys, for those who requested feedback, what happened was that we created a new spreadsheet for you guys, and then the staff kind of went through and filled out the feedback. One of the staff members, the site responded with, this would be cool, but on a scale of hardness from an udon noodle to my abs, it would probably be around a steel plate. We still don't know which staff member it was. But that's really hard or not hard. We'll see. Alright. We saw that one. One person, one team submitted pretty much like a full-on essay. 1,585 words. So this team is Team Jekyll. Let's give them a round of applause. We don't ever intend you to write this much in this class. Please, don't. We have a consolation prize for you. Here you go. Have some cookies. We're gonna give you some ice cream, but we thought it might melt. So here you go. I'm so sorry. Again, if you guys don't write this much, if you ever write this much, you're going to buy us cookies for like eating your stuff. All right, enough of that. We're going to jump right in. All right, so not right in. It's been a while. So today's lecture is on UI and UX. So what is UI UX? What is the difference between UX UI. So UX is user experience. It's the overall feeling. It's the design of that feeling. It's all the considerations that go into how you want a product in the end to feel and to, the experience of it. User interface design is looking closer at the interaction between the user and the product. So how am I going to interface with it? How am I going to, are there buttons? Are there sliders? That's what UI design is, and that's what a UI designer would do. So again, this means that UX experience is how the product feels, and UI is how the user interacts with it. So taking a look at a burger, a UX designer might be worried about things like, is this burger delicious and satisfying? So from the higher ups, from the product manager, or from the company, they might be like, we want to sell burgers, and we want to make money with burgers. And then it's up to the UX designer's job to be like, all right, let's make this burger as appealing as possible. How can we do that? What other things would the UX designer think about? Well, worry-free assembly. They want to think about this burger, when you eat it, even though you might be worried about eating junk food, you'd be like, cool, it's going to not fall apart. Less things for you to worry about. This might be something that they think. Things that they do might include sketching and wireframing, prototyping, research and user testing. So again, with both burgers and websites or designs, they might carry out a lot of different tests, try it on different people, see how they respond. And tools they might use include Photoshop and Illustrator, so drawing up mock-ups, presenting their ideas in a way that all the developers and everyone else can understand. So, all right, now UI designer. They might be concerned about the actual assembly of putting how this thing's going to be put together. So the separation of meat, juices, and lettuce. You don't want your lettuce to be soggy. That's something that they may be testing and they may be considering. Bread for easy holding. So how the user is actually going to interface with this burger. You don't want to put 2 patties because that's gross. And you want something not sticky and juicy. The UI designer makes it all work. Some things they might use include, well, they might do some prototyping, again. They might do higher level mock-ups with a bit more interactions. They might work with actual HTML and CSS. A lot of companies have their UI designers actually program a lot of the front end. That's, they generally have a pretty good sense of design. They generally are able to see pixel put, move things around, consider things as they work on it. And yeah, lots of HTML, CSS. Implementation. Or English different, sorry. Alright, so with all this design, there's a really big thing called designing for emotion. And that's something that the UX designer is really concerned with. Now we're not going to go too much into this today because this is a whole book. But we're just going to look at some quick examples. Actually, before we do, anybody have any examples that come immediately to mind, whether good or bad? Some form of design that sparks an emotion. Anybody? Snapchat. Sorry? Snapchat. Snapchat, yes. What emotion does it spark? Sorry, what? Ecstasy. Yes. Excitement, fun, quick, not serious at all. Okay, other things. How about something with a terrible? Facebook. Facebook, terrible. Okay, interesting. I'm sorry. All right, other things with terrible.
A cathedral.
A cathedral. Yes, that's excellent. What kind of emotions does it spark?
It's supposed to inspire awe.
Inspire awe. Yes, a little bit more place for reflection. The whole architecture makes you go wow. Any other things? Gradebook? Gradebook, yes. It sparks nervousness. And so the design is by default really nervous looking. Alright, cool. So, I don't know if you guys still remember, but this is the old Airbnb site. Ooh, gutter. What does it kind of remind you of? Anybody bad dating sites. Yes, you're about to go on a bad date, whether you know it or not. Other things that it might spark. Other feelings. Talking about a lot of feelings today. Busy? Busy, yes. Like, you've got tons of stuff going on. Like, you're living here. What's going on? Any other things? Shady, yes. Like, doesn't this look just like a little, look at that guy's face. Like, you're going to rent a house from that guy and he'll live in his house. A lot of these things, like, kind of reminds me of like Craigslist, but a little bit better, not still. But yeah, so Airbnb went on this giant like adventure with tons of UX designers and to redesign their site. And now their site kind of looks like this. Ooh. All right, what does this kind of feel like now? Yes. Professional. Yes, it definitely looks a lot more professional. It's calming, yes. They want you to feel like you're home, and they want you to like, hey, we got this. Like, we got your hotel booking or whatever. It's going to be easy. Yes. Inviting, yes. Again, like, they want you to go live at these people's houses because, they make money off that. Any other things? Anything else? Cool. All right, fine. So all these things came along with their new design, and actually they did a whole thing with their logo. Now this logo did cause a little bit of controversy, like what is that? But anyway, they explain it like cathedrals and places and love and Airbnb, and so incorporating all these different feelings that they want to have into their logo, into their design. It's a really funny person. So they call us the bellow, I think. Bellow. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, the idea is that they thought a lot about feels and how people wanted to see their site as, because they didn't want that sketchy housing site anymore. Quick shout out to one of last year's sites. Their site was literally dealing with feelings, and so they did it in a very casual and fun way. This was a site that allowed you to go on and express your feelings. All right, anybody recognize this monkey? MailChimp. I heard a lot of MailChimps. So, I think this guy's funny. But MailChimp has one of the more spectacular, one of the more well-known UX designers out there. And as you can see, for those who don't know, MailChimp is a site that sends those annoying marketing emails. Like businesses use their site to send emails to their users. And so they do a really good job of making it not seem like just sketchy spam. They make this whole experience catered for the business owners so that they know that their emails are being sent out, they feel good, it comes, it looks beautiful, everything's well presented. And again, a lot of dealing with emotion, because these people are going to be really busy. They're going to be worried if 5,000 emails they send out are going to be read or not. So they developed this thing called voice and tone, and this is some excellent look into really, really detailed design. So for people who write for MailChimp, they encourage a lot of their employees to write for MailChimp, and you can see that they actually have stated for a success message, for something that is good. Woohoo, finish this week's campaign, now I can enjoy the weekend. And the users might be feeling this. And so MailChimp, as a MailChimp worker, you should respond with a fine piece of work. You totally deserve a raise. Something in their website. Pat the user on the back, feel free to be funny. Really lighthearted. Because that's what they want to do with MailChimp. They have a chimp for their logo. Failure message, okay? What went wrong? I really need to get this campaign out. Users' feelings, confusion, stress, anger. MailChimp needs to respond in a way that it offers to users the next step. It is straightforward, it is serious, it doesn't joke around, feel more frustrated. So understanding that is key. And not just for designing your website, but for us, we're going to be looking at a lot of your websites, and they're going to look really similar. How can you make your experience, knowing that we're your audience, right? Or if we're not your audience, how can you make your targeted audience? Think very carefully about how you can design for them. Are they kids? What would their experience be like? We're gonna think. You guys are gonna have to think about all these when you guys are putting together your websites and putting together little bits of interaction. All right, so I'm going to jump into usability, because usability is really important for UI and UX design. there's a whole important aspect of usability in UI design. There are a lot of different elements of usability, but why is usability important for websites? Because if users can't figure out what your website is for, they leave. If they can't figure out how to use your website, they leave. If your website isn't producing expected results, they leave. If your website is frustrating your user, they leave. So you spend all this time trying to get users to come to your site, and they're just going to leave if your UI is terrible, if your UX is terrible, if no one has any idea how to use your site. So usability is really important, and there are 5 sort of well-known components of usability. That's effectiveness, efficiency, engagingness, how error-tolerant your site is, and how easy your site is to learn, to pick up. Again, these are like the 5 E's. Remember these. Think about these as you're designing your site. 6. Is that this one? Or top? Which one? Elements. Okay, cool. I hate you. Alright, so today we're going to focus on 3 of them. Focus on efficiency, error tolerance, and learnability. So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about learnability. Learnability is the ability of an interface to allow users to accomplish tasks on the first attempt. So when you pull up a website, when you pull up a new interface, how easy is it for you to immediately know how to use it? Ways of achieving this? Instructions. What is this? This is a dryer. Has everyone seen this before? There's a little instruction here. Not? Yes. What does it mean? Yes. Push button, receive bacon. Instructions. Giving clear instructions. So let's look at these 2 pieces of these 2 devices. So this is a paid parking meter, and this is the inside of a coffee maker. How are these 2 instructions displayed differently? One of them has words, yes. Another one has really small looking icons. Almost make out. Other things. Yes?
One has the directions next to each part of the thing you're going to use rather than all together.
One has directions.
So like the left one has like 1, do this.
Yes, 1, 2, 3. Like this up here?
No, and then like each, like put your money here, then it puts over here, and then you display over there.
Yes.
As opposed to having it all together like on the right.
Yes. The separation of these instructions is a lot more clear. Any other things? Yes?
The one on the left is a little hectic.
The one on the left is a little hectic. Yeah, it is a little bit all over the place. That probably has to do with the actual mechanical design of how these features are, like the little things. But yeah, definitely it's a little bit more hectic. This is a lot more linear. Any other things? Yes?
One of them, you can probably expect more people to have used a coffee maker in the past.
Yes! This is, well, okay, partially. Half yes. So this parking meter probably gets used like, this I don't remember where this was, but this is in the middle of a street. And this is kind of like one of those things that you use every once in a while. So the instructions are bloody clear. Like you've got 1, 2, 3. You've got big circles telling you how to, like, use the things. It's super clear. It's super easy. And it's like right on the front face. This coffee maker instruction, this is on the inside of the coffee maker. And the reason for that is, simply because once you learn how to use it, you're probably going to be using it. You're not expecting like a whole city to use it. You're expecting one person to like come back and use it again. So once they know that, they don't even need to think about this message anymore, and then they can leave the overall product a lot more clean, crispy, like simple looking, crispy. Yeah. What we're using today. Cool. Yeah. So. Giving instructions on the web. This is going to be like, today's lecture is part of like a 2-part lecture. Today I'm going to go through a lot of these fundamentals, and then next week I believe I have some time, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about design on the web, how to use different elements. But this is just a kind of a quick preview. Oops. Let's see if I can actually go to this page. Cool. So, thank you. That's important. So this is a product tour or a website tour, and this is actually a library that helps you do that. So you've got these little these little tooltips that just kind of appear when you first visit a site. So if you're making maybe something with a heavy dashboard, you might want to consider using these. But they're really simple, and they're just kind of like, get it running in 5 steps. Next, license. Ooh. Feel free to use this plugin however you want. It's covered. Ooh, download it. Ooh, it's over there now. Like just little bits that help you like guide your user. If your interface is extremely loaded with stuff, where do they begin? Like, how are you going to lay out stuff so that we know, so that users know, like, oh, like this is the main place where they want to start, and then they can move here or here, or if you want to configure settings. So yeah. Where did you put that? That was right. All right. Does anybody have any questions? Any thoughts? Yes?
You keep switching back and forth between UI and UX. Is there just a real quick way of distinguishing which one you're, or is it important to know which is it?
Sure. So, so a lot of companies actually sort of put UI and UX together because, as you're designing for the user experience, you want to be like thinking about how people are going to interact with it. But so this kind of over time has kind of been melded a little bit together, UX and UI. This new thing has come up, which is like UI developer, and that part of it is actually like the coding of the elements, like the actual elements. So a thing that you might hear like a UX designer say would be like, this needs to look sleek, and then something that you might need like. You might hear like a UI designer might say would be, can we switch this drop down for a text box? Is that? I don't know. It is a very blurred line. So like, yeah. Would there be questions? Other questions? Cool. All right, so copy and paste. Oh, wait. So yes, copy and paste. How did you guys learn that? Take a couple seconds to think. How did you learn how to use copy and paste, like the shortcuts? Shortcuts. Wow. Yeah, I'll teach you later then. Don't worry. The keyboard shortcuts. Yeah. How did you guys learn it? Yes.
When you click edit, copy, and edit, paste, next to the copy and the paste, it told you what the keyboard shortcut was.
Yes. When you go to that, most of the menus, when you go down and you see on the right side, it'll have like lots of keyboard shortcuts. Like, I don't really know how I learned it, but I'm pretty sure someone just told me at one point, like, you can just do this, and I was like, wow. It's kind of like with all Vim commands. Someone just told me something, and I used it forever. But yeah, so like a lot of things, you don't actually read instructions for. You're not going to read the instructions like a manual of a car before you drive it. Maybe some people do. Who actually has? Has anyone actually read through like the manual of a car before reading it? One person. Two. I'm surprised you don't know copy and paste it. Anybody else? Wow. Impressive. Okay. But yeah, so some things that are really complicated. You might want to base your designs off of previous, like existing things. Make it intuitive for the user so that they don't have to read a manual, look up the documentation to understand how to use Google Docs. Because this looks frighteningly similar to most text editors, and it looks frighteningly similar to most things. It's got like the fonts, it's got like these bolds, and the icons are the same, and it's got a little menu. Just using things that already exist is a pretty good idea for design a lot of the time. Okay. Efficiency. All right, that's the second E we're going to look at. Efficiency is the speed at which tasks can be completed once learned. So that's the once learned part is important because you have something like this. This is the cash register. This is the cash register for some food selling place. What's immediately obvious about this? Yes. Yes, the color coordination. Once you know like once you know these things, you can just like hit the colors and kind of be super quick about typing in whatever the person bought or ate. Like you get the users associating the food items with the colors. So there's that going on. What else is there? have need. Yes?
It needs practice before you can do it efficiently.
Yes, oh god, it needs practice. When I was looking up this image, I actually found like McDonald's sites that allowed you to practice how to use their interface efficiently. It's not meant for, to random people to come use it. It's meant for one person to train and to use it and to be super fast at using it. And it's meant for, it's optimized for like a person's finger, so they can just like click whatever, and then like all these buttons are the same. There's no distinguishing between like a space bar or something like wider. A little bit here maybe, but that could just be because layout or something. So looking at efficiency, we can compare this to like something else that we've sort of seen, the Windows video, the Windows Start page. It's not as bad. It's actually quite nice, but how many people would say that after using using this for a while, they would sort of know like the layout of their buttons and where things are? See some nods. Definitely some nods. All right. An example that I didn't manage to put up here was the new iPhone, the iOS 7 when they came out, like little icons. Like when that came out, people were like freaking out about the little neon icons. People know what I'm talking about. People they had these whole new set of icons. It was like, oh god, they're so ugly, and they're like, no, freaking out. And after a while, people were like, wait a minute, like these are kind of okay. These are because someone thought a little bit about after looking at the screen a while, these are kind of going to like fade into you, and after a while, it's just going to be like blobs of color. And so identifying them, being able to clicking on them is a lot easier. Again, I wish I had an example, but we're going to move on. Efficiency. That was great. It's super efficient. It does one job. It tells you the weather. You can probably look this up and you can probably get the app. But again, it does one job. It does it really well. It tells you the weather. So, if your website is like a bajillion steps, can you make it simpler? Don't do this. But how can you minimize the number of things so that the user can get exactly what they want? In this case, it's just the weather. I just want that. Other ways of making things more efficient. How many people here know like the shortcuts for Gmail? Anybody have one, two? Okay, a couple of you. Okay, so if you hit the question mark, I think that'll spawn the menu, and it basically gives you a bunch of these options to read your email faster in case you have a lot. I have a lot of emails. All right. So that's any questions about like efficiency or like just general things? Cool. Okay. Error tolerance. Error tolerance is how well the product prevents errors and can help the users recover from mistakes. All right. So, anybody have any examples of bad error tolerance? Bad, like something that if you do it wrong, you're screwed. Yes. Rails installation. Excellent. We'll work on that. Anything else? Yes. Chernobyl. Yeah. Yes, and that that's yeah. All right, we're gonna move on. So how about this guy? This guy. Like, I don't know. How many of you remember this? Yeah, everyone. Hopefully, most of you remember this. If you mess up, you have to go back and do the whole like spin 3 times to the right, spin 3 times. Well, whatever thing, I don't remember. But but like, what are the benefits of this thing? Why?
Force it.
Sorry?
You can't brute force it.
There are a lot of people who might disagree with you, but anything else? Why turning 3? Why don't just like punch in 3 numbers or something? Why? Yes.
It's intentionally hard. You either know the combo or you don't get it.
Sure. So it's intentionally hard. Intentionally hard. You know how to the like however many combinations, 40 to the not even 40, 39. Yes, it's intentionally hard. Anything else? Yes.
All brands stick to the same design.
Yes, all brands stick to the same design. That's a really big thing. Most of these blocks require you to spin like 3 times to the left and then to the right, clockwise. Anything else? Yes.
Instead of memorizing your password, you could just develop like muscle memory.
Sure. Maybe. Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah. Definitely. You can develop like kind of how far you need to spin and how far you need to spin the other way. But like looking at this thing itself, it's like a purely mechanical lock, which is kind of cool, which makes it cheap, which makes it easy for them to assemble, which makes it easy for them to make it. You don't need to think about having to run power from your locker. You need to have batteries or anything. It's just a little mechanical tumbler inside that makes it work. Cool. So let's talk about MySpace. But actually, we're going to talk about MySpace. So I tried logging in earlier, and I got this invalid email and/or password. Well, which one is it? Email or password? Simple things that can help the user fix their mistake. And a lot of times in design, you kind of never blame it on the user. You kind of blame it on yourself. You design this thing poorly, but sometimes users will make mistakes like this. And it's part of good design is thinking about how you can help them recover. I really want to get this thing working. Carl's got me new batteries, so can't disappoint them. All right, nope. All right, cool. So sorry we can't find an account with that email address. Sure. So that's a way of telling you, here, this is the only thing you have to fix. We can look at Facebook's example. With Facebook, they even pull up your photo, and they pull up your username, and they pull up everything, and they're like, yeah, are you sure this is you? Did you log on to someone else? And then they tell you, please re-enter your password. Try your password, request a new one. So what may be a benefit of doing this? Why wouldn't they just say, your username is correct, or your username is... Why might they do this and/or thing? Yes?
For security, so you can't, you'll never know even if you found a valid address.
Yes, excellent. So some sites, maybe you don't want other users to know you're using MySpace. Maybe you don't maybe you don't want them to know. You don't want it to make it like an email checker for basically to see who has an account. So again, error tolerance, security, all these trade-offs, things to think about. Really classic example. Google goes ahead, corrects what you're saying if you type it wrong, and then showing results for web design. Just makes your life a little bit easier. Okay, so we kind of just went over the 3 different aspects of usability: learnability, efficiency, and error safety, error tolerance. Anyone have any questions? They want to know? Cool. How about use cases? Who here has heard of use cases? Who here has had a stack of use cases handed to them? Anyone heard of use cases? Not even in this class? No? Okay. So use cases are a list of steps defining how a user is going to interact with something. So even before, maybe during the wireframing process, people would start to think, what is an example scenario of how this person is going to use something. So generally the step we're thinking of, this whole design process we're thinking about is from use cases to UI. You have an excellent idea of how to use something, and then you want this person to do this and this and this and this, and then you kind of sort of plan it down on your website. But yeah, and use cases are often paired with wireframes, so they work in conjunction. They're you do this and this, and then let's So let's look at a sample use case. Snapchat. Snapchat user identifies a visually comical moment and chooses to share a photo of this moment. Well, chooses to share this photo of this moment to share with several of his friends. All right, we're going to work on that. So yeah, so drawing out the whole storyline of what triggers the user, and then what it's going to do, and sort of like expected outcomes. And a lot of the stuff in between might get included, like alternate cases, or error cases, or error handling, error edges. So this kind of brings it down to thinking about all these different interactions. And in the course of an hour, there's no way for me to teach you everything about designing interactions. So I'm just going to tell you to simplify whatever you do. Simplify things. Make it easier on yourself. Make it easier so you don't have to handle as many cases. Think about it as if you're getting a person to set up a product, how many different ways of things going wrong is there? So this is the setup for a GoPro screen, and you can see that someone designed this beautiful wizard. Again, a wizard is just a flow of pages that help you guide you through the steps. And someone's just like, all right, so get started. Power on your camera, then tap the camera and continue or whatever. And then, in this case, it's unsuccessful. So what happens? Well, it brings you directly through troubleshooting, and it tells you okay, you can do these things, try these things, get more help. This is an extremely important thing for a lot of businesses and a lot of products, is the initial setup. Because when you first get a product, you're all excited, oh my god, I just spent $300 buying my new Apple TV or whatever. And if this is a miserable step, they're going to be real sad about the $300 they spent. So again, all these emotions kind of wrap around into wrap back to making people feel calm, making people feel confident about the product. Again, this site, first time you guys got Tumblr, has a lot of pretty fine examples of really interesting setup screens and really beautifully laid out designs. All right, so I forgot this doesn't work. We're gonna do a quick little exercise. So I have this little clock here. It's this little guy. So it's a pretty simple alarm clock. There's nothing too special about it. Some of the things you might need to know is that there's a time button, there's an hour, minute alarm set. The time set button you hold down, and then you can set the hour by hitting the hour. The hour. If you hold it down, it'll tick up or something, I think. Yeah. Similar with the alarm. When you hold it, it kind of goes to this alarm view, and you hit it, pretty standard, pretty expected. On the side, there are these two switches, alarm sound, soft, loud. This alarm on, off. You guys are like, why am I explaining this to you? That's great. On the back, this alarm actually has a little battery. That's kind of cool. That's all I'm going to say about that. So there are these buttons and these options. All right. So for the next, let's say, three couple of minutes, I want you guys to get into your groups, teams. If you don't have a team or you're feeling lonely, feel free to join one. I'd say teams about sizes of 3 or 4 is good. And talk about different things about this alarm clock. Talk about how it works. Make sure everyone on your team understands how this alarm clock works and the expected output of certain actions and certain buttons. So just go ahead and kind of shuffle around, talk to your, and I'll give you a couple minutes. What's so special? What's different? Okay, so now go to this site. Okay, try to hide your answers. I know you all have a really big laptop. Shield it from your teammates so they don't see. Honor system, guys. Okay. Anybody not on the site? Anybody having trouble accessing the site? Slow. URL is too long.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You guys need to put your text.
Yeah. Just a white page. Okay, that's good. Sorry? It's team clicker, yes, it's team clicker, not just clicker. It's 6148 team clicker, copy data. Yeah, all these experiences are so different. They're causing anger and frustration. It's great. That's exactly one of the exercises. Go to that. Connect to a different Wi-Fi network, and then try your team. It locks your IP. It locks based on your IP. Yeah, turn off and turn on your computer again. No, don't do that. Okay. We are going, okay, so we're going to try a couple of simple questions. Again, no cheating. Or, look, try not to. Okay. Is everyone on the site? Is everyone on the site? Alright, well, question 1's up. So, you hold down the set time button, then you click the hour once, then you release the set time button. What time does your alarm clock, the alarm clock that your team established, what time does your alarm clock say? 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Just answer something, no looking at your teammates. You guys all discuss the alarm clock. 10 seconds. Alright, that wasn't too easy. And are people not able to connect to the site? Anybody having trouble still? Like, are you on the 61.8? Sorry? You're on your own team? On the wrong team. It's pretty sad. Sorry? Yeah, people aren't overlapping. Sorry? Okay, just
Switch to secure.
yeah, switch to secure. Switch to a different Wi-Fi network. Are you put on my TV? Okay. Oh, is that true? MIT guess is all the same. Well, okay, don't worry about this too much. If there's a sheet of paper under you or around you, write your answers down.
There's probably one right
That's our backup option. You know, like error tolerance. You safer. All right. This is pretty easy. All right. Question 2. Your clock is set to 2 p.m. Your alarm is set to 9 a.m. You hold down the set time button. Then you hold down the hour button for roughly 2 seconds, or just before 2 seconds. You release all buttons. What time does your alarm clock say now? 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., or something past 5 p.m. No talking to your teammates. Give you a couple seconds. Think about that. Or damn, what is this? What's going on? Okay, good. All right, cool. Question 3. Your alarm clock is set to 2 p.m. Your alarm is set to 9 a.m. Hold down the set time button, then hold down your set alarm button while the set time button is held down. Then you click the hour once. So time display is now 3 p.m. The alarm is set to 10 a.m. The time is now 3 p.m. The alarm is 10 a.m. or nothing changes. Yeah, there's lots of D. No talking to your team. Secret. Answer something. You misclicked the wrong time, so you know. Cool. All right, cool. So, how'd you guys do? You guys think everyone is on the same page with it? No. No. Damn it. All right, I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to talk again about things about this alarm clock. God, this alarm clock is stupid. Why are there so many edge cases? Just give you a couple of minutes to discuss. You now know the questions that will be coming up. All right, go back to the site again. You're not on the site. Again, no cheating. No, just clicking A for everything. That's rude. Okay. All right. Question 4. Yeah. Your alarm clock is set for 2 p.m. Sorry. Sure. Your alarm clock is set for 2 p.m. Your alarm is set for 9 a.m. You hold down the set time button, then you hold down the hour button, and you release the set time button while your hour button is still held down. Does the time you're setting all continue? Will it still increment upwards? Will it stop when you release the set time button? Go ahead and answer that now. Alright. 5. Your clock is set to 2 p.m. Your alarm is set for 9 a.m. You hold down the set time button. Then you hold down the set alarm button, then you click minute once. Now, time is at 2:01. Alarm is at 9:01. Time is now at 2:01. Alarm is, nothing changes. Again, we have the C and the D thing. Yes, I know. Yes, the slide was copied.
How many years do you have?
I don't know. A lot. 8, 3. Alright. Your alarm clock is currently going off, currently set on loud. Now, unfortunately for this alarm clock, the on and off and the soft and loud buttons are really close to each other. So, you're tired, you're sleepy, you accidentally switch the sound from loud to soft instead of turning it off. So what happens? The noise from your alarm clock is now soft. The noise coming from your alarm clock is still on, it's still loud. The alarm clock is off. Or the alarm is snoozed. Yeah, so when your alarm is going off, there's an alarm on-off button on the side. So, sorry, your alarm is going off as in it's on, but it's going off. Sorry, you're switching from on to off. Guys, I'm sorry, these slides were made at like 6 a.m. I'm really tired. I'm so sorry. Really bad. Sorry, it goes from on to off. There was like a... Okay, but you get it. Basically, it's on. You try to turn it off, but you aren't successful, and you change the sound. What is the expected outcome? All right. Again, how did you guys do this time? Better? Worse? Questions just got more weird? You see the results? Good. All right. I'll give you guys 1 more minute to just talk again. I'm gonna have one last section. I promise you, this is not gonna be weird. It's gonna be pretty weird, but. We're gonna move on. Okay, so 2 last questions. Okay, your alarm clock by default is 9 a.m. You managed to set your alarm for 10 a.m. like successfully without like screwing up anything. Wow, surprise. You turn your alarm clock to on. Now you unplug your alarm clock. You wait a couple seconds. You plug your alarm clock back in. So in the morning, does your alarm clock go at 9 a.m.? Does it go off at 10 a.m.? Does it not go off at all?
Do you have batteries?
Your battery is currently in, yes. Yes. Surprise. I know, why is it? Yeah. Like this thing is, yeah, it's like, all right, question 7, last question. So you go home for Thanksgiving break, you forget your alarm is set for 9 a.m. Your alarm begins going off at 9 a.m. Your alarm shuts off after some time between 9 and 10. Your alarm shuts off sometime within the next 24 hours. Your alarm never shuts off and will continue annoying your neighbors for the rest of Thanksgiving. Secretly, this whole entire exercise is just for me to like point out one of my neighbors. I'm sure. Okay. Alright. True, yes. Alright. Think about it. Answer it. Alright, we're done. Yay! Cool, that's the end of that. So let's look at how you guys did. So like how many people felt like that process got better? Like they kind of understood what to expect after the several revisions? Yeah, a couple of you. A couple of you are still like, no. Okay, fine. So cool. There are only 10 questions. We're 8? Did I rename one?
It's 2 questions, 7, 6, that's right.
Shows you're next. That's true. All right. So where's Team Joe King? Team Joe King. How large is your team? Sorry? Did you guys all like participate? Oh. Okay, well you guys came in second. You guys had 7 out of the 8 questions, so quick round of applause for them. Which one is such team much wow? Wait, it's just you? Oh. 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 Oh, so just you. So you and your team had pretty good consensus because it was okay. I thought you removed that. Oh, I thought. We'll think about something for you later. Yeah, okay. Which one is Rick's squad? How many of you guys? Are you guys team of 2? Okay, you guys came in 3rd, by the way. Well, 2nd now. So I guess you guys came in 1st. Team Joking. Yeah, good job. All right. You guys are 2. You guys only get 2, whatever is here. All right. Sorry? Oh, you guys 3 people participate? Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, that's impressive. All right. So you guys get a prize. You get to choose what's behind the left white chalkboard or the right chalkboard. Choose very carefully. Right. One of them is a goat and the other, no. Both of them are goats in the middle. Pick one. The right one. No. Sure. No. Anybody want to advise him? Last one. Wait, right facing from me or? This one. All right, right one. Okay. You guys get. That was really slow. A lobster. Lunch and legal seafood. Cool. We'll arrange that for you one day. You might be there too. It might be fun. Sorry?
What's behind the other door?
Oh, what did you like to find out? Cool. So, all right. What did we learn from that alarm clock exercise? What did we think?
What is the app?
Sorry, actually, quick round of applause for Steph, who put that together. Hours. Use Meteor, guys. Meteor's cool. We don't support it, but use Meteor. What did we learn? What did we learn from the exercise? I heard alarm clocks are annoying. Thank you. Consensus is hard. Yes. Yeah.
People have different expectations for what buttons will look at.
Yeah, people totally have different expectations. Not for like an alarm clock. Like this is a really specific example. And I guarantee you that you won't have to think about that many edge cases. But edge cases are annoying, and people like tend to look at them, and people have different expectations of how to use something. And you're going to fall into a lot of situations where we accidentally go on your site and we're like, we can't load this, and it's because we didn't hit the register button, or we like try to log in or something, and a button didn't work as we expected. What else? What else did we learn from that exercise? What else did we learn? Anything that we learned? So iteration. We learned to take something and then like make a mess, make mistakes, come back, try it again, and then we get it right the second time. Because design and UX UI design is this thing that yes, there are a lot of different fundamental concepts that you can learn, but ultimately it's going to be a lot of user research, a lot of user testing. You're going to have to try things. You're going to have to maybe try on different browsers. Maybe you're using a 42-inch screen, and we're using our MacBooks, and things are going to look a little different. Expecting different things, iterating until you figure out what works and what doesn't work. So this is about it. I'm going to wrap up now. All right. So earlier we had five elements of usability. Anyone remember all 5? Yes. Your hand shot up really fast.
Effective, efficient, engaging, error tolerant, and easy to learn.
Yes. Okay. You totally just looked at your screen, but quick applause for the person taking notes. All right. So you get to choose between what's behind this wall or what's in an envelope in my bag that I forgot to bring out.
I just did the same thing.
Shoe behind this wall or? That's your question. No. Does it go in my bag? Yes. Envelope in my bag. All right. Sure. No one will ever know what's behind here now. Ooh. So we have a really full backpack full of lots of things. Okay. We have an Amazon gift card for you. All right, cool. So these are the elements of usability. I want you guys, when you guys think, hi Charles. Charles just walked in. Charles has no idea what I just gave away because he's gonna be super upset. Don't look. So he deals with the money part. I just give away things. So when you guys are designing your UI and your UX, and when you guys are thinking about creating a beautiful interface full of fancy scrolling things and things that jump out at you, think about these elements of usability. Think about these things. Think about how effective your design really is, how efficient, how someone can carry out a task, how engaging it is it fun? Does it look like I'm filling out a survey on politics? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Is it easy to fix if I make a mistake? If I change a team name? Is it easy to learn? Think of all these things. Alright, so that about wraps up this lecture. So after lunch, there is a short talk on the fundamental databases. So let's get you guys to understand how databases work and what they do. And then after that, there's a lecture by Firebase. I'm going to give a quick plug to Firebase, because Firebase is one of my top 18 favorite things in this world. I literally use it for everything I do. They are a real-time database online, and they have a bunch of these hooks, and they just make it super easy to make things and make apps, make fun little one-page apps or shenanigans, whatever you want to do. I think is food around yet? There's food is set up. You guys can go outside and grab food. Thanks.